lot of your energy is being spent in this realm. Look at your life experience, look at where you want your life to go versus where it is now, and really get clear on that. Do you feel a sense of home? Before we get started today, I want to take a moment to acknowledge that this is a difficult and dark time in the world for many of us right now. And I am coming into all of these readings with that understanding and awareness. And nothing that is shared here is intended to mitigate whatever else might be going on in your life at the moment. I see tarot as a way to empower oneself to be able to see things more clearly and know exactly where to take action when maybe the next best step isn't so clear. So with that, we will get into our readings for this month. Thank you. Taurus, welcome to your March reading. Let us get into it. As always, we'll be using our classic Mystic Compass spread, starting here at the north. This card will represent the area of your life that has to do with housing, finances, career, etc. And then we've got an action item to follow. Over here to the east, we've got our thoughts, mindset, focus, dreams, as well as an action item to complement. Down here at the south, we've got our passions, our belief systems, anything that gets us really fired up, that gets us going, and our motivation, as well as a corresponding action item. Over here to the west, we've got our feelings and emotions, anything that is touching us in a deep emotional way, as well as an action item that corresponds. Finally, we've got one card in the center to tie everything together to show us what exactly we are looking at as the main point of the reading of this month and how everything is interconnected. Starting in the north, this is our housing, finances, career. We've got strength. All right, Taurus, what is going on? You're exhibiting a great deal of strength this month in this realm. So that means that there are two equal and opposite forces that are at a crux. And so it could be that you're fighting with your boss, you're fighting with your employees, you're fighting with your roommates, you're fighting with your spouse. But there's all this extra force that's being exerted. A lot of your energy is being spent in this realm of career, finances, and housing. So what is going on? Are you behind on payments? What is there's something here that isn't quite right, because there's a reason why this area of your life is pulling so much extra energy and attention. Let's see what your action item is to get a bigger picture. 10 of Wands. All right, Taurus, you gotta let some stuff go. So some of you are carrying on the burdens of many different people, not just yourself. And so some of you are carrying on the burdens of those other people that you live with or with whom you're working. And it's time to let those things go. Maybe your coworkers are gossiping about your boss and with you, and maybe you're involved in the gossip, and maybe you're equally meeting them and sharing additional gossip with them, but it's making your work life miserable because you're going on, and even though you've found a little bit of a sense of camaraderie, it feels like, with your coworkers, because you all hate your boss equally, you cannot build sound relationships on a common enemy, because that is a false sense of camaraderie. It's been scientifically proven. So if you don't believe me, look it up. But you cannot build, it's a psychological phenomena that even though there's a sense of closeness and community from this shared sense of dislike for the same person, the same thing, something, that is not what's making real community. Okay, so some other people that you're working with or that you're living with, you need to just let their stuff go And you can be polite. You can politely excuse yourself from the conversation. And if someone starts talking to you about your boss or another coworker and gossiping behind their back, or someone else in the household, maybe you live in a house with 10 different people, 5 different people, and 3 different people, multiple people, and maybe one person is starting to gossip about someone else in the housing arrangement or in the office. You can just say something like, I'm practicing being more mindful about my words, or you can just say, I'm practicing thinking more positively or speaking more positively, and I'd rather not engage in this conversation. And if the other person can't respect and handle that information from you and that change in you, then that's one less person that you have to be concerned with, because then they're no longer wasting your time with all of their disdain and the ugliness that they're bringing into your life. Some of you are needing to sort out your priorities, and that could be financial priorities, that could be how you're spending time. It's really any sort of resource. So it could be money, time, those are the biggest two, or it could be skills. So some of you need to prioritize and actually write out a priorities list. And some of you are needing to cross off certain things from the list, like it's just not going to happen, or delay it down further down the line. But really take an inventory of what is yours, what is not, and then once you get yours down, what does actually belong to you, then you can start to prioritize what is possible versus what's not. So we're taking, this is a very practical approach, and we need to reduce this stress, because we are not in the times of where minute stressors can really, we don't have enough capacity in the world right now to amplify stress over minute things, and some of them will feel like major stressors, but with some organization and prioritization, you can absolutely work through all of that. Okay, Taurus, let's see what's next for you over to the east with the element of air. We've got our 7 of Wands. This is nice. Some of you are kind of looking at new ways of being and new thought processes and new dreams, and figuring out what are my dreams. A lot of you are thinking about what are your dreams, what are your goals. Maybe you haven't set a goal since you were a child, or maybe you've never set a goal, but now's the time to really look at your life experience, look at where you want your life to go versus where it is now, and really get clear on that and start dreaming again. What are things that you're passionate about? What are things that are true for you? And navigate through that. That's a theme that's coming up for you this month, Taurus. Let's see what your action item is around that. Judgment. Interesting. So you have to be very clear about the direction that it is that you're going, and the thoughts that are occupying your mind, the thoughts that are occupying your focus. You must be discerning, because that is the only way to reach your end goals, and to live a more fulfilled life, honestly. So instead of wandering around and not knowing exactly where it is that you're going, pause. Just like we were talking about earlier, take an inventory of what it is that you have, who it is that you are, and who you want to be, and what you want to have. And be very discerning about your time. Many of you, I'm getting this so strongly, many of you are allowing other people to rob your time. And that comes in a lot of different forms. That comes in the form of listening to conversations or being involved in conversations that you don't want to be in. That comes in the form of doing something out of habit just because it's something that you've always done. So maybe some of you are continually playing video games when you actually want to be learning a new skill. Maybe you want to learn how to make video games, but you're spending all of your time playing instead. I'm not saying that there isn't a time for play. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying that you must be discerning about how you're spending your time. If you do not control your time, somebody else will. I will repeat that. If you do not control your time, somebody else will. Whether you want them to or not, whether it is deliberate or not. So if you're not in control of every second of your day, every waking moment, other people will be controlling that time for you. So for example, if you don't plan out your week ahead, but you know there are certain things that you have to do. So maybe you're an influencer and you have to film videos or edit videos. And let's say today is Sunday and you film everything and you haven't filmed anything, but you haven't set aside the day of the week that you're going to film. And all of a sudden you have to upload by next Sunday. You have 1 week to do all of this. We get to Saturday, and during the week you had work, you had your regular job, your friend asked you to babysit their kid, your other friend asked you to go out for drinks, your coworkers asked you to go out for dinner one day, you went out to a social dance, you went to some other event. Saturday morning you wanted to go outside to get some fresh air, take a walk in nature and things like that. And then all of a sudden we're on Saturday night and you haven't filmed anything, but you need to upload by Sunday. That's what I'm talking about. That's one example. So if you're not in control of all of your time and planning ahead in advance, then other people are taking that time from you. All your friends who you went out to get drinks with, your coworkers with whom you went to dinner, the people in your dance class or in the social dance that you attended, all of these people, even you robbed your own time because you allowed the other people to take that time away from you. So this is really being diligent about how you're spending time and your thoughts. So you don't just plan out your day without thinking about it. You have to actually take time to think and be deliberate. So this is really important for you, Taurus. This month is really getting clear on how you're spending your time and how you're spending and the thoughts that you're allowing to take up your time. Also, schedule time for breaks and rest, please. This shouldn't be all work and no play. This is a time of just knowing how it is that you're spending your time, so that you can be more intentional. Okay? Let's move down to the south. This is our fire element, and so this is our element that's representing our connection to the divine, spirit, God, the universe, etc. We've got our Knight of Wands. This is really interesting, Taurus. With this Knight of Wands, I'm seeing that you're moving full speed ahead on passion projects and things that you are clear on. So that organization, what we've already talked about earlier, getting rid of the people and places and things and activities that are not best suiting you, that are draining your time, draining your energy, that's step one. And then getting really clear on how it is that you want to spend your time, and really knowing exactly how many hours a week you're spending on your own projects versus something else that you're doing for someone else, or favors that you're doing for others, or just time that you're messing around. This is different. After you do those things, you already know what it is that your soul desires to be doing, that your soul requires that you complete in this lifetime. And this is a great opportunity. This is a great momentum to move forward in that. You have a positive omen. This is full speed ahead, and you are supported cosmically here with this, with these desires. So yes, whatever it is, that passion that's inside of you, move towards that. Use your extra free time to help you launch that forward, because this is a huge moment for you. Okay, Taurus, what is your action item in relation to that, with that, moving towards your spirit and what your spirit requires of you? We've got 4 of Wands. More Wands. You have so many Wands, Taurus. This is a very spiritual month for you. 4 of Wands is representing home and homestead. So where in that passion project, or where you're in areas of your life where you're feeling passionate, do you feel a sense of home and a sense of collaboration with others? It could be that you create something on your own and you meet someone else that is creating something on their own, and then you're able to merge later and share what it is that you've each created in order to create something bigger. Or you might meet someone, or already know someone. It could be someone that you know very well already, that you trust 100%, a ride or die. And this person is able to really help you advance, and you can help them advance. Maybe you have 2 different skill sets. Maybe one of you is a web developer and one of you has sales experience, and you can come together to create something else that is unique to both of you. A website or something that is able to benefit you both by playing on both of your strengths. Very interesting, Taurus. Let's see what we have for you over in the West. So this is your emotions and feelings. 9 of Pentacles. Oh my goodness. Taurus, this is a great omen. This is a positive omen around money and finances. And I know that we talked about that at the very beginning. But you can, this is twofold. And the first part is putting your money where you feel it needs to go. So if you feel really strongly about helping animals, and there's an animal shelter, maybe you have a no-kill shelter or something in your area, and you really want to support the animal shelter, you can do that. And this is a great time to put your money, if you have extra money to spare, to put your money towards that initiative. Maybe you feel strongly about adoption of humans, and you can put your money towards that. Not just money, it could also be time. I remember how we were talking about being very specific with your time. Maybe one of your goals is to volunteer more. So you can put time towards those things that are most important to you. I said this was twofold. That's one of them, is putting your money and time and resources towards the things that you deeply care about, what you deeply care, and about which you are passionate. The other thing is using your emotions as a currency. So just like you would use time or money, you can also use emotions as currency. And I don't mean that in a capitalistic way. I mean letting your emotions guide you to where is most important in your life, where your time needs to be spent. So letting your care be the currency that you spend for others. So it could be, maybe you want to foster animals or children. That is a type of currency, and that's a way to take it even a step further. That's a way to use your emotions in order to gain currency. So there are some adoption or foster programs that will pay you to foster and adopt animals and or humans, and that could be a way of earning income, although the primary benefit is that emotional fulfillment. Let's see what your action item is over here. 8 of Swords. Don't get carried away in all of the thoughts of everything, okay, Taurus? In the whimsy. This is still very practical. We're still staying in our bodies. We're not getting lost in dreams of and visions of grandeur, okay? This is staying put. This is also not letting other people tell us what are our emotions. So other people might say, oh, you must feel sad about seeing abused animals, for example. Maybe you don't feel sad, maybe you feel angry. Or maybe it might be, or someone else might have an idea about how you want to spend your time. For example, someone else might think, oh, you really love animals, why don't you spend your time volunteering at the animal shelter? But you know that you would rather just send your money to the animal shelter and spend your time doing something else. Does that make sense? I think that makes sense. So it's you being in control of your time, you being in control of your money, you being in control of your thoughts, you being in control of your feelings, and not letting outside influences overtake what it is that you know to be true for yourself. All right, Taurus, one more card to tie everything together. We have our 10 of Cups. This is so lovely. This card is family, fulfillment of all familial obligations, emotional fulfillment. This is true happiness in community. Family is what you make of it. Family does not mean a husband, a wife, and 2 kids. That's not what that means. Family is who you consider to be your family. Family does not have to be blood relatives. Family does not have to be on paper. It does not have to be your legal family. Some of you have found family in friends, in colleagues, as I have. I have found family in people that are not my biological blood family. And it's a beautiful thing because you can still care deeply about each other as if you were born into the same lineage. And it's really lovely to be a part of that. So Taurus, if this is not an experience that you've had already, this is an invitation to find out who is your family, who is your soul family. And my hope is that soul family can find its way here to this page. And the people that are drawn here are interconnected. I do believe that on an energetic and spiritual level. Otherwise, they wouldn't be drawn here. And so there could be someone that you are finding in the comments that is that you feel connected to based on something that they've shared. There could be people all around you, and making space by pruning away the people and places and things that are taking your time, that are not meant for you, that are not really that do not fully resonate with you on a deep spiritual level. Taurus is one way to make space for and time for that soul family so that you can grow together, so that you can really reap the benefits of being together as a family unit. And if you have found that in your biological families, that's also wonderful for you. And you can remember that you are stronger together than apart. The definition of synergy is that the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. So thinking of that, when more than one person is coming together, each individual person on their own is great, magnificent, and has their own aspirations and goals and benefits, and their own, disadvantages as well. But coming together, they can create something even greater than what would have been just created alone by one single person or by each individual on their own, they can create maybe, let's say they can each create 60% of a whole. But if they come together, they can fulfill that 100% fully, to put out into the world what is meant to be shared and appreciated by all. Thank you so much, Taurus. I am so glad that you're here. I hope to see you all in the comments. Please like, share, comment below. Check out your sun, moon, rising, and Venus signs for a fuller picture of what is in store for you this month. Thank you. Bye.